Hello and welcome to the Dicey Drive-In.
Hello.
I'm Witchy Mitchy.
And
hold on. Something's going on with the audio. Okay, that should take care of it.
Hi. I'm Susie Q.
I'm Witchy Mitchy.
And welcome to the Dicey Drive-In, a show where we, a married leslie couple, talk about how to turn movies, books,
TV shows, your favorite stories, your mom, into a D&D game.
Yeah.
That's playable, much like your mom.
Ooh. Got some sick burns today. And yeah, that's what we do. Please excuse me as I have a large parasite that will be making its exit in about 7 months. So I am as comfortable as I can be in crocheting because I cannot partake of our usual alcohol or cannabis. So, which is legal here in Massachusetts, recreationally. But because I am with child, I cannot. So, to keep my nervous energy in check, I will be crocheting a blanket.
And I will be wondering why our lighting sucks so badly.
Usually it's a little better.
Yeah.
Oh, your ring light isn't up as far as it usually is over here? One right by you?
No, that's not it. It's this. It's not pointed correctly. That should alleviate a lot of
Look
it.
at the TV, that would be a better idea.
Indicator. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Sorry. We're working with a new setup. We've got an entirely new computer, thanks to the company that I used to work for shutting down and the generosity of my parents. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
You, the real VIPs. So,
And hopefully this will run faster and smoother and have fewer issues with other streams that we may start at some point, not freezing like they used to.
Yeah.
So, quick update. I did make my return to YouTube today, and Ghost has terrible gas.
It smells a little bit like rank weed. It's like I can taste it. That's gross.
That's so gross, Ghost. Ghost, why don't you go to bed?
Oh, that's bad.
He said, I'm laying down. That's as close as you're going to get right now. I'm codependent. So, this week we are covering James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Not Suicide Squad. We will not even be covering that as a bonus. That movie is trash.
That never happened.
That we don't...
It's
what
mass
movie?
hysteria.
What movie?
Huh?
Who's Jared Leto?
What?
Wasn't
that the guy in like Dallas Buyers Club?
Yes.
30 Seconds to Mars. That's what we should remember him for.
And not the fact that he like thinks he's Jesus and stuff.
Started his own cult. That is beside the point. We are not here to give him any kind of free advertisement.
Yeah,
anyway.
He's one of those people who is supposedly a method actor, and from what we understand of Hollywood, all those people
were traumatized.
No, I was gonna say we're traumatizers, the people who method act.
Oh. Yeah.
Tend to go a little bit off the rails.
Yeah.
But this movie, if you don't know, is based on DC comic books Suicide Squad or The Suicide Squad, depending on the issue or the run. That you're even more sensitive to it. You know what it smells like? It smells like rank nasty weed, which smells like feet if you've ever it's like skunk.
Very
fresh skunk.
Like it just sprayed your backyard skunk.
It also smells a little bit like fresh cut grass, which I don't like as a smell. I really don't.
Oh, and I'm allergic to
Everybody's like, oh, the smell of fresh cut grass.
it. No,
And
I
I'm
fucking
like,
hate it.
that smell is awful. And
it's
I
also,
don't
like,
know what you're talking about. I know it's psychologically pleasing to see the grass cut, but the smell's not good.
And the smell is actually giving like a warning signal to other grass that it is in distress, like from being mowed.
Which is why we're trying to replace all of our grass with
Moss
local moss
and clover.
and clover. Yes.
They don't need to be cut, baby.
Oh, I have a friend request from one of your friends.
Aw, who is it?
The one who recently came out.
Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, really?
In Texas, yes.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I was like, I have who in common? Just Susie. Okay.
Yeah, we've been friends for a long time.
Um,
Anyway.
sorry about that sidetrack. Oh wait, no, Susie, Ashley, and your mom.
Oh, other
You,
mutuals?
your mom, and yeah,
Gotcha.
three mutuals.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello as well to you if you are out there watching or listening at any point, because we will start to actually put these on YouTube starting probably tomorrow. I made my new return to YouTube this week, but the format will be changing because we are no longer, I will no longer be doing a whole bunch of DM advice. There are so many videos out there for DM advice and so many videos out there for player acting and how to get into character and stuff like that and how to play the game that I feel like it's redundant at this point.
It's oversaturated.
So what we're going to be doing, instead of regurgitating the points and the things I've noticed that other DMs do and that a lot of other DMs who are not, Matt Mercer and Brennan Lee Mulligan, tend to complain that they now feel like they have to do because the showmanship of those two. I'm going to let Ghosts...
Drink the cat's water.
Yeah.
All right,
and
bye.
Peace out because we may cut that part out for misophonia reasons. I've been really sensitive to
Oh my God.
to misophonia
I can't
noises.
eat grapes around her.
Grapes. Apples.
Well, lucky for you, I accidentally left the apples out, so I had to throw them away.
Any loud, crunchy fruit.
Which I've been craving.
Something in my brain has gone, no!
She gets aggressive.
My brain gets aggressive. I, on the other hand, have tried to Ghost, I swear to God, if you're going to come in here, do not be making mouth noises.
Lay down, bud.
If you want that, go in the other room. You have like 6 other bowls in this house. Another one of them upstairs, more full than that one. I don't want to hear
10
it.
feet away, not even.
You lazy ass. You just want to steal your sister's water because you're a dick.
And he doesn't want to get up.
Anyway. Also because he resents her. But
She's like a 6-pound cat, so like... He's literally 10 times her size. More than 10 times. He's... about 11 almost.
11 times her size at 13 years old. Yes, he's 13 years old. When you said he's a little over 11, I'm like, 2 whole years.
No. 11 times her size.
So the format will be changing to what I like to call multi-class mayhem. It will be how to play as highly specific multi-classes, either highly specialized, and what I think will interact well with other characters in a party and still leave room for other people at the table. And it's min-maxing, but it's not min-maxing. It's not your traditional, oh, you should play as a Warlock Paladin cross, or you should play as this because it does the most damage. No, this is like if you want to play as the best investigator in the game, which is going to be the first one.
How to basically be Batman.
How to basically be, I would say more of a Sherlock Holmes than Batman. some mix of
Batman's
all.
based on Sherlock Holmes, so
Well, Batman is based on Sherlock Holmes,
Inspired
Zorro, and Dracula.
yeah, inspiration of all those.
The Cunning of Sherlock Holmes, You gonna squeak your toys while we're streaming? You don't do it all day, but you choose
He's
now.
a petulant teenager. My ghost? You're 13. That's my prerogative.
I love you, child. But you are a massive pain in the ass when you're not doing your job.
His job is being cute, though. He's always on the job.
No, his job is pressure therapy while I'm in public, so I don't have overloads. And when you're not doing that, you acting out. Totally different dog in the vest. Anyway, so that all being said, let's get into the Suicide Squad because holy shit, were there a lot of characters for us to go through.
Yeah, it took us a good part of the day.
The movie basically, spoilers, but it's been like, what, 2-3 years since it came out?
Longer than that. I
Also,
think it was
like,
2019?
Was it?
2018?
I thought it was like during the pandemic, and that's
Well, it
why
might have come
went
out
to-
during the pandemic, but they finished, or they were filming it 2 years before the pandemic. So, it came out in like 2020, like 3 years ago.
So the Suicide Squad kind of starts with a TPK.
Yeah.
Except for like 2 characters.
Mm-hmm.
So we did all of the initial party
As playable characters.
and then all of the other party, which did, because you got to spend longer with them, wind up being deeper characters, but at the same time, it almost registers as this was a party that came to a table not having a whole lot of experience with D&D, and they're like, I want to play as this, I want to play as that, I want to play as this, and they weren't really sure what they were doing at first.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them doubled down on what they wanted to do, and we'll talk about that. And the DM could sense it, so the DM had to make like mid to high-ish level characters at first, and then just annihilated most of them.
Well, and it's funny because if we're turning this into a D&D campaign, it reminds me of spoilers for Vox Machina, the opening of the first episode where there's a party that we think is going to be Vox Machina, and then they get TPK'd.
Well, I didn't think that at all because it wasn't Vox Machina, but yeah. And it wasn't them from any of the trailers for the show either, so I was like, who the fuck is this?
You just told me try watch it, and I saw other people, there were friends of mine on Facebook saying to watch it, so like I didn't know.
So let's start off with the first character you actually see, Savant.
Mm-hmm.
Fighter with maybe a couple levels in Barbarian.
Because he has some anger issues.
Orc, because he's a bigger guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's Yondu.
You
from
don't think of him
Guardians
as a
of the
big guy
Galaxy.
until you see him like near other
You
people.
don't. Yeah, he's not like the biggest guy in the world, but he's also.
Nor is he attractive.
He has big guy energy, like big, like
You wouldn't fuck with him.
You wouldn't fuck with him. Like he has major RBF. So we went with lay down,
He's
calm down.
asking.
No. It is both your turn and your night.
I just took him.
I just took him.
When did you take him?
Oh wait, no, that was.
Yeah.
This is why I should have sent you the note so you could keep talking about it.
I didn't even have to say what he was asking for, and he knew.
Yeah. He's staring. Okay. If I take you, will you shut the fuck up? Cause like, Jesus.
He'll probably go to the big bed and lay down.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So,
Let's go.
yeah.
We can talk about Yondu's RPF.
So Yondu has some major RBF. The actor, I'm not sure what happened, but he's got some scars going on. How about I talk about some trivia, bro, that I read earlier about the Suicide Squad? Um, Now we are DC fans. We used to read the comics more than we do now. In fact, I haven't read a comic in a hot minute. But when the New 52 first hit the scene, I was reading Batgirl and a couple other things, and so was Michelle. So we're fairly well versed in DC, and we still watch the animated movies and stuff, um, and the live action movies. But we kind of had a little bit more of an opinion because we watched the first Suicide Squad animated show or movie that was Escape from Arkham, which I highly recommend if you have never seen it.
King Shark is a shark.
Yeah. And King Shark, he is in it. That's another great part of it. But
Different take on him.
very different take. Oh yeah, and so is like the Harley Quinn animated series. I love that iteration of him. It's my favorite. Anyway,
We can't watch that.
Michelle, take the dog.
I'm taking it.
Anyway,
Go slowly down the stairs because my knee.
old lady. So what I read of in the trivia was that Polka Dot Man is now like my favorite. He's apparently been friends with James Gunn for a while, and before he even got the part. And James Gunn actually texted him asking him if he wanted a part in the new Suicide Squad movie that he was making. And so he sent him over the script, and this was like at midnight when this guy had just done like an indie movie premiere in Scotland. And so he waited up, and James Gunn sent him the script, and he stayed up till 4 a.m. reading this thing. And he found that he actually related to the Polka Dot Man quite a bit because the actor, like myself, has vitiligo. And he, as a child, when he would go to the pool, there were kids that would bully him and call him Polka Dot or Dot or Dalmatian because of his vitiligo. And so he really kind of resonated with the Polka Dot Man because the Polka Dot Man is seen as, like, everybody just assumes that he's stupid because he has a dumb power. And it's kind of the way that he was treated whenever he was being bullied. And so he was like, yeah, I absolutely want this part. And he was even more amazed when he found out that the Polka Dot Man was a more integral part of the movie. Another fun fact is that Milton, the guy who is in the van that ends up joining them and Polka Dot Man becomes friends with, he is actually the original author of the Polka Dot Man comic books. So I thought that was great. And they actually became friends in real life. This same guy, when they were in Panama, Panama? Or Portugal? Portugal. When they were originally filming this in Portugal, it was right before the pandemic. Please excuse my alerts for the home security. It's just Michelle taking the dog out. When they originally were filming this, he actually had a few people help him be able to rescue a cat that he found there, and named it like, what was it? Bubblegum Polka Dot the Cat. And the costume designer even made the cat a 2-scale Polka Dot Man costume. And he posted it on Instagram, and it is the cutest thing you'll ever see. And later he posted it on Instagram and mentioned that he was so grateful for the people that helped him be able to rescue this cat because it actually helped he and his family get through the pandemic. So I thought that was really super sweet. It was just a great story. Then some of the other stuff was like Sylvester Stallone was actually friends with James Gunn beforehand, and James Gunn was afraid to ask him to act in the movie because if it didn't work out, he didn't want it to affect their friendship. So even though he really wanted him to have the part, he still auditioned and had 3 different voice actors come in. 3 do the entire movie, and it just wasn't right. So he finally called Sylvester in, and Sylvester was like, anything for you, man. For you, brother. And so he came in and like started recording, and he said it's like the movie came to life. And from that point on, you know, it's history, which I thought was hilarious. There are other things like Sean Gunn, his brother, is the like movement live capture thing for the Weasel, which is in the first half of the movie and in a post-credit scene. And then he also is the base character for the quick little thing like Polka Dot Man gets made fun of by Calendar Man. And Calendar Man is Sean Gunn yet again. And we just thought it was really funny that he was in both and that he always has his brother in his movies because he was also in Guardians of the Galaxy. So he actually, I believe, also did the motion capture for Rocket Raccoon. But you can definitely tell it's him with Weasel because we've seen him act awkward in Gilmore Girls, where he is Kirk. So it was just kind of funny being able to see that again. Let's see, what else? The actress that plays Ratcatcher 2, she is actually from the country that she is said to be from in the movie. Taika Waititi's her dad in the movie. But she is famous there, not really known in the U.S., and she felt uncomfortable wearing makeup to her initial audition, but her manager told her that she should because she was in the U.S., so she did, and she almost didn't get the part because they thought she was too put together. But then when they saw her chemistry with one of the on-set rats and how excited she was to work with him and how she just did really well with them even though they didn't sit still, they decided that she was perfect, and she kind of turned into that perfect, creepy, weird girl that they were looking for, and I really loved that. She was genuinely excited to actually work with the rats, which was adorable. Let's see, what else? John Cena is apparently a hilarious improvisation actor, and James Gunn said that he was the best improvisational actor he's ever worked with. That whenever that someone says tidy whities, he says that's racist, and that was improvised. And also when he does a jerking off gesture at some point in the film, that was also John Cena. And apparently there was one that was even more vulgar, and he really debated on keeping it in the movie, but he ended up just taking it out, which is hilarious to me that he just went with it.
That's right. You're getting your other collar back on.
And Rick Flag, the actor who played him in the one that we don't talk about, reprised his role and was excited to be able to kind of give him a clean slate and be able to be more relatable and funny and likable. So that was nice.
There were 4 actors who came back from the original.
Mm-hmm.
There was Rick Flag,
Mm-hmm.
Viola Davis as Amanda Waller.
Mm-hmm. Margot Robbie is Harley.
Is Harley Quinn, and the guy who plays Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, that was the same guy.
For all of 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Go on.
Just ew! Booties!
So, we first see Savant. We went with a fighter with a couple levels in Barbarian, criminal background, Orc. It's a fairly basic build. Oh, by the way, if we ever develop fans and any of you go back and watch this or listen to this or whatever, I want to see this drawn, but I don't want to see it drawn like it's a redo of the Suicide Squad. I just kind of want to see it drawn as a general D&D campaign and see what all of these characters kind of look like to any of you just coming in and looking at them from like a this is D&D perspective rather than this is us playing a movie as D&D perspective.
Or even as the characters dressed or in the same species as what we are casting them in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to see that part.
I do.
I don't want to see it even related to the movie. I want to see like somebody's
like still in
take.
garb, but like Harley would still have blonde hair with the red and black and stuff like that.
I don't even care if it's that. I want to see somebody's general D&D take on each of these characters. Now, the characterization, the mood, absolutely, but I don't care if it's like in their DC uniform or...
No, I'm saying they'd be in their normal like D&D outfit, but like the characters as if they were in a D&D campaign, like cosplaying their characters.
I don't know. I don't know about that part. That's the part I don't know about. The cosplaying the characters, that still to me says they're in their DC clothes.
Or like, no, I mean, never mind. they would still be the species and everything. I'm not talking about Idris Elba dressed as, what we decided he would look like, because that would be weird. But, like, seeing him as the actual thing.
And yeah, so basically what I said, like, you can leave the hairstyles,
Yeah, well,
but
like
the rest of it, and like, yeah, if you want to like make the faces look kind of like
the
actors, sure.
Yeah.
But I would like to see just like the general D&D version of this. I want to see.
And King Shark would probably have like breeches instead of jorts.
I don't know. We will get to that. This is a very interesting take we had on that. It was a very general thing for Savant. Aim is good, but honestly doesn't do much in an actual fight. Captain Boomerang, same story pretty much. We went with Goblin, Rogue, criminal background. Because
he's just chaotic as fuck.
He has small guy chaos energy.
Yeah.
And that it lends itself to goblins so much.
Stepped on her.
TDK, also known as the Detachable Kid, which almost registered more as like a superhero vibe, but oh my god, Ghost, go drink the other thing. I just filled it so far that it's almost spilling.
Go drink your water in the bathroom. Go to the bathroom.
Go to the other
or
bowl.
The other water.
Go to the other bowl.
He's just gonna sit here. Okay.
Stop stealing her water. That's the only one she can reach. You're not a cat.
Lay down. Lay down. Right now.
Lay down.
Here. Right here. Lay down. Down. All the way.
All the way down. All the way down.
Baby boy.
Are you performing? You are the world's biggest pain in the ass.
Mom, that's not nice. Oh my god, this dog cracks me up.
Lay down.
Lay down.
Now.
Down. Lay down.
Thank you.
Good boy.
It's not funny. This is why he continues to do it, is because you think it's funny.
I'm not encouraging. Calm down. He's a dog. Jesus.
The Detachable Kid, we went with either an Astral Self Monk or literally anything, just give it Mage Hand.
Yeah, just straight up. As soon as the arms started floating forward, I looked at Michelle and I said, "That's Mage Hand."
It honestly looks like having played Baldur's Gate now looks like the animation of Mage Hand.
Yeah.
Like the CGI of the arm goes all the way up to the shoulder, but like the shoulder bone is poking out. But at the same time,
they also made it look like an action figure that comes apart. It looked like metal.
And it also floats through the air like Mage Hand does in Baldur's Gate. So literally anything with Mage Hand, a boring human, criminal background. Astral Self Monk is my main go-to here because you've got those other set of arms that you can do stuff with. But honestly, he's not multi-armed, he's more projection armed, so the case is definitely strong for Mage Hand. Javelin is the character's name, is a thrown weapon fighter, a high elf because he's a pretty boy, and a criminal background.
Obviously, a lot of these are going to be that.
A lot of these are going to be criminal background.
It's the Suicide Squad.
It gets more interesting when you get to the party that survives.
The main party.
So I'm going to run through basically the party that doesn't survive / one that does but doesn't show back up until after the credits. Blackguard went with, and that's Pete Davidson's character. I had to Google it because I did not hear them say the name at any point.
They did.
I missed
Just
it somehow.
not towards him. They talked about him.
Armor Artificer. Gnome, because again...
Pete Davidson.
small chaos guy energy.
Yeah.
And I don't see Pete Davidson wanting to play like a Goliath, but I also don't see Pete Davidson wanting to be boring and be a human. So like I'm picturing not Scanlan, but like
Scanlan energy.
if Scanlan were high as fuck.
Do you spice?
Do you spice?
Do you spice?
Do you spice it? I still want a bag that says "Do you spice?" Mongal, Berserker Barbarian, Githyanki because she's an alien.
And she's a major warrior. Who's
Or
crazy.
or Githzerai. Case
No.
could be made for either Gith.
I'm saying Githyanki because they work so close. I mean, did the Githzerai work with like the dragons too? Because Githyanki are known for riding on dragons and jumping up and grabbing onto the skis of a helicopter is dragon riding energy.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I know I'm not.
So Githzerai. So here's the difference, and you're right in Githyanki because I have to Google this sometimes because it's not my favorite part of D&D because it's very aliens, and aliens aren't my jam most of the time in storytelling.
They can be fun.
Githyanki got militaristic. Githzerai got ascetic. They got monkish.
Yeah, that's not a monk.
That's not no. She's a berserker barbarian soldier. She's a soldier background. She just happens to be arrested because her culture doesn't match Earth's. And Weasel, we went beast path barbarian bugbear with a criminal background.
Because he needed to be fuzzy.
Needed to be fuzzy. Needed to be able to be semi-threatening enough to like apparently eat children.
26 children.
Something like that.
But at the same time needs to not be super high intelligence because he's so animal. It's just like he's there and he doesn't know what's happening.
And next, we finally arrived at Miss Harleen Quinzel. Harley is a tiefling with the lucky feet from the start. A swords bard with, if she doesn't start out with it, because this is, it's at least a mid-level campaign when you start. If she doesn't have it at the start, she takes the weapon master or two-handed feat. I'm gonna say weapon master.
Yeah.
Because of the javelin.
And she can just pick up pretty much any weapon whatsoever and be proficient at it.
Now, from the official wizard stuff, which is also official critical role stuff because they teamed up, we went with a grinner background because it is good for bards, and this is a fourth wall break in the background for Harley. Because the grinners are supposed to be a secret society based on overthrowing bad governments, which she does in kind of start in the movie, and overthrowing tyrannical governments and
She did on accident. Because
spreading hope.
Dude was crazy.
Well, I mean, dude was being crazy tyrannical, and
yeah.
that was
Well, she said, "You kill kids, and that's a red flag for me."
kind of a red flag.
Yeah.
But if it were my homebrew stuff that will be coming out in the standard edition without a whole lot of artwork and without everything that's in it, because most of it will be almost doubled up on in the expanded edition, but the standard edition will include this background, the escaped mental patient background, which would obviously fit Harley Quinn very, very well. For Bloodsport, which is Idris Elba, a fighter gunslinger with the sharpshooter feat. Yes, this is a Matt Mercer thing. Yes, it's DM's Guild. No, it is not official Wizards.
You can go fuck yourself.
This is our second gunslinger, yes, in 2 weeks. But it's too fucking... It works too well. And as a metallic dragonborn, I could not tell you what color because
I'd say the same color as his helmet,
his helmet's black.
Well, it's also kind of like a gray, like a dark, like gunmetal gray. So I'd say he's probably like a gunmetal silver-ish.
I wonder what's silver metallic dragons. Let's look at it. Silver metallic dragon 5e.
We're about to learn.
Metallic dragons, types, gold, silver. Silver dragons were regal, lawful good creatures.
Maybe not.
Maybe not so much. Bronze dragons are inquisitive with a fierce appearance and a fascination for warfare. There we go. A
Yeah.
bronze metallic dragonborn.
There you go. He's a little tarnished to look gray.
Fascination for warfare.
That's him.
Bronze metallic dragonborn. And with the mercenary veteran background from the Adventurer's Guide to the Sword Coast. And I'm purposely saving Flag and Peacemaker for last. Ratcatcher 2, very obviously from the start, has an urchin background.
Mm-hmm.
Has a little rat friend she talks to. Yes, I know it's a mouse in the official book. Every time I have ever wanted to play this, I have wanted to reflavor it as a rat because the literal, street rat imagery, I grew up on Aladdin.
Yeah.
You were born a street rat, you'll die a street rat.
Street rat.
I don't buy that. And only your fleas will mourn you. Look at that, Abu. It's not every day you see a horse with 2 rear ends.
Anyway.
I like how he high-key called the guy a horse's ass, and
Yeah.
no kid in the audience caught that.
Oh, no.
No kid at the time caught that that Aladdin was calling that guy a horse's ass straight up. Swarmkeeper Ranger, or if it's my stuff that's coming out that you will get to see eventually here, the Circle of the City Druid. And the race, the species, better yet, we went with a drow. Because
We see her sleeping during the day, and they say it's because rats are nocturnal.
and because drow are from the Underdark, and they tend to, keep a more nocturnal thing, and they also have, photosensitivity
They're
issues.
more outcasts,
And,
like she is.
the fantasy racism aside that they've seen.
Mm-hmm. And every, scene that we saw her as a kid, it was at night.
Yeah. With her dad, Taika Waititi,
Yeah.
which was a nice little addition.
Yeah, that was cute.
Another dive. Polka Dot Man. We went with a wild magic sorcerer,
Mm-hmm.
but every time you roll on the wild magic table, I don't know if this spell is on there, but every time you roll on it for the polka dot, it's just Melf's acid arrow. Over and over
Melf's?
again. Yeah.
You always say MILF.
Yeah, it's Milf's acid arrow. It's an acid arrow for Milfs.
Yeah. For those fuckboys.
And is a haunted one background from Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. Because he is haunted by images of what his mother did to him as a child, experimenting on him, trying to turn him into a superhero. And, for the species in question, a kobold. Because you wouldn't be intimidated.
He's supposed to be unassuming.
He's a little
People think he's stupid, but he's not.
People think he's stupid, but he's not. But he's like not the world's most attractive person, so it's not like he's some like charming little halfling. It's like
He's easily taken advantage of.
It's just this little guy that you'd expect to see in the back office with polka dots that he shoots that like turn into like flaming acid.
Mm-hmm.
And King Shark, Hand, as played by Sylvester Stallone. We went with a Triton. Now, I gave it this as this is what I would do as the DM at the table if somebody was like, I want to play King Shark. Is I gave it Orcish Resistance. I gave it that Orcish Resilience thing where if you dropped a 0, you actually dropped a 1.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it has a whole fucking building fall on him.
Has like a building fall on him basically
it's
at one
used
point.
To take down a building. Gets shot at multiple times.
And just tanks it. Just fucking tanks it. One after the other. Gets bitten by a bunch of little like
blood-sucking things.
Blood-sucking piranha leech things.
They're super cute.
They are very cute. And he just tanks it. Now, Flag and Peacemaker are where some intrigue comes into this campaign. Because you think they work for the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in D&D, somebody of this much power would be kind of close to being a patron for a warlock, kind of. And Flag, more or less, works for the Sealy Court.
Wait, we didn't say what Amanda Waller was, did we?
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
Flag, it kind of works for the Sealy Court. Or at least thinks he does. Is a Oath of the Ancients paladin for the Sealy Court. Or, if it was mine, it would be an Oath of Iron Grit paladin that served the Sealy Court.
And, like, the reason that we came to this conclusion is because he mentions being a soldier, and this is what he signed up for, was to protect the country, and so he has an oath that he is...
And he's a half-elf with a soldier background.
Devoted to, yeah.
It would be... Normally I would have said Oath of Devotion, but Oath of the Ancients ties it to the Fae in so many ways that it's like... Just go with Oath of the Ancients. Thinks he's working for the Sealy Court, at least. And Peacemaker is a warlock with an Archfey unseelie patron that pretends to be a Sealy Archfey. Also, Peacemaker has some levels in Barbarian and is a GIF. That Giff, not Gith. GIFF. It is a Peacemaker is a hippo with proficiency in firearms, and has a charlatan background.
And that his shots are all
his shots are all just reflavored Eldritch Blasts. They're Eldritch Blast, Agonizing Blast, any of those that. Like Forceful Blast, I think is one of them. I don't DM Warlocks a lot. I don't build Warlocks a lot, so I'm not like as super familiar with it, and we don't really keep Will in the party. So Warlock is like my blind spot. If somebody wants to fuck my day up when it comes to D&D, Warlock is a super blind spot for me. As both a player and DM. But... And most people would be like, why isn't Ranger your blind spot? Nobody wants to play Ranger. Ranger's the worst class in D&D. And I'm like, Motherfucker, there's a class of ranger where you can literally ride dragons. Fuck off.
Yeah.
How is that not one of the coolest things you can do?
And depending on your party, a ranger can be exactly what you need.
Yeah.
I love being a ranger. Even on Baldur's Gate, it's so much fun.
Just fuck you for all the ranger hate. And so we have Peacemaker knowing that this Archfey that pretends to be from the Sealy Court is actually from the Unseelie Court. Or, that person doesn't and thinks they're working for the Sealy Court too. It's your campaign, do what you want. It doesn't have to be the exact fucking same as the movie.
We're just telling you how to, if you want to...
If you want it to be the exact same as the movie, your Peacemaker Warlock needs to know that this supposedly Sealy Archfey patron is actually Unseelie. And in the end, we say that Flag kind of breaks his oath and becomes kind of an oath breaker for like 2 seconds before...
But not long enough for you to need to relearn.
Yeah, because Peacemaker is either overtaken by the Archfey patron, if Peacemaker doesn't know, or Peacemaker just literally fucking betrays the entire party to do whatever it is that this Archfey patron wants them to do. In the case of the movie, it was destroy a hard drive full of information of the U.S. having used Corto Maltese for experimenting on Starro the Conqueror.
Brought Starro.
They were the ones who brought Starro to Corto Maltese in the first place.
Yeah. And it could also be that you could also decide that instead of him turning, that instead his patron decides to basically make him their avatar and take over their body.
Oh yeah, and just possess.
Body.
Just possess your Peacemaker.
Depending on how you're feeling, what your party is like, what you think works best.
If somebody came to you and said, I want to be the traitor in the party, this is your motherfucker right here. If no one came to you, I would have them be possessed. And make the possessed version of their character go on a fucking rampage. But you have to talk to them kind of about it first, that the possibility is there because they're a warlock. That this could happen if they go down the path far enough. And as long as they're cool with it,
you're good to go.
You're good to go, because don't be a dick as a DM. It's a generally good rule. You should be on the party's side, just don't make it easy on them.
Yeah.
Like, I have a hard time not making it easy, because I'm like, I want to see you do this shit, because, like, what you're saying to me right now is so fucking cool. But at the same time, I have to make it hard, because it's not fun unless it is.
Yeah. It's like someone letting you in. It's no fun.
Yeah. But, like, don't be a dick about it. Don't just take over the character without at least kind of, like, dropping the hint that this Archfey might decide to possess them if they piss them off. Or at any point. Just kind of just, like, keep dropping the hint that they could be possessed.
Or that they'll, like, have the patron threaten them. Like, follow my orders, or I'll make you do it myself. That doesn't tell you how, but it's threatening enough.
And then have them roll Constitution saves against, being possessed and shit. So you could turn it into a thing. It's a whole thing. It's different from the movie, but totally like an intrigue point for your campaign. And so yeah, that was all of them. A lot faster than I anticipated. Even taking him in the middle of it.
Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller is the patron. Amanda Waller is the Archfey.
You never said that.
That's what I'm saying, is Amanda Waller is the Unseelie Archfey pretending to be a Sealy Archfey that the Paladin and Warlock communicate with and commune with.
So basically you have to take that patron down. Also, the person that's playing Flag kind of has to be okay with being gone, or you might have to make him an NPC.
Or actual Sealy Archfey come in and take that patron down, and the BBEG is still you're Starro the Conqueror. Okay, so Starro. We had a discussion about this. Eldritch horror in any other regard. My first thought would be, okay, you took the easy way to a stat block. Eldritch horror being controlled by an elder brain, spitting out mind flayer parasites as it goes that try to get behind your eye instead of latching onto your face like Starro does, is exactly Starro the fucking Conqueror.
Mm-hmm.
You want a big, nasty bastard to fight? You put an Eldritch Brain inside, or you put a, why did I say Eldritch Brain? It's not
Elder brain?
An Elder Brain inside of an Eldritch Horror, and then have the whole thing spit out Mind Flayer parasites.
Out of its armpits.
Just like rain down.
Yep, just like the other, like the little Starros.
Like, just Cthulhu on brainroids. Like,
spread your seed.
and then you just basically send wave after wave at your heroes until
You'll
they
still have
manage.
like legendary actions and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
until they manage to take this thing down. Which I appreciate a good puzzle fight, which I always try to plan for like the BBEG to be some sort of puzzle fight, because if it's just I roll for attack, I roll for damage, I roll for attack, I roll for damage, it's boring.
Yeah, and it's
You've-
supposed to be clever enough to have fooled you this entire time.
You've gotta find the way to take it down, and there's got to be a method that you use. And sometimes, and I'm sure other DMs have done this, I'm sure at points Matt Mercer has done this, and I've watched him do it, that it wasn't the method that he was planning to have them use, but it was so cool that Matt was just like,
I'm letting it happen.
okay, this is the method, this is the one you found.
This is what we're doing.
This is what we're doing. This is how you're taking this asshole down. It makes sense. And at the same time, okay.
It's even cooler than what I planned.
Yeah, it's even cooler than what I planned for you to have to figure out to do. So, like, this is what you figured out, and I'll just roll with it.
The rule of cool.
It is the ultimate rule of cool. It's the rule of cool against the BB fucking EG, but, like,
It's the whole point of D&D is to have fun, not to take it
it's
so
so
seriously.
fun. It's so fucking fun. And I'm sure there are DMs, and this would be so fucking lazy, but it's something I would do with the last minute if I was running out of ideas and you were coming up on the last fight, where DMs would just drop some hints that could send you in a direction to beat the bad guy, and just wait for you to come up with something cool and go, okay! Like, there was no plan going in. It was just like, as soon as something cool enough happens, let's keep going until something awesome is
To be had.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's total fucking improv at that point. It's total fucking bullshitting at that point. But, like, I'm sure that it has resulted in both people rage quitting D&D groups and also some of the best ends of campaigns out there. Like, there's no in between. It's either awesome or it sucks.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the bullshitting method of BBEG has resulted in both
Yeah.
at times.
Depending on the DM. We also talked about having King Shark and the Weasel possibly, like, it was my suggestion that maybe they were friends as kids because they were both outcasts. So they tried to do, like, true polymorph and fuck it up real bad.
That's one way of doing it,
Like, a way of running away from home, you know?
sort of. But what I said about that was they don't even have to know each other. They're all just released from a prison. exactly like the fucking movie.
Yeah, but it's a good
But-
reason for them to both be
but-
half animal.
But what I was saying in that regard was, first of all, it's probably the same fucking person at the table.
It's just like, I want to play an animal.
They were like, I want to be a beast barbarian, and the first time they were like, I'm gonna be this like dog weasel bugbear thing, and you're just like, all right, fuck it, cool. And then the second time they're like, you know what, no, we're starting with a trident. I want to be a big fucking shark with legs.
Mhm.
I want to be a big fucking shark with legs.
And dad bod.
And me sitting there at the table, I'm like, Triton, Beast Barbarian. This works better than the Weasel. Go for it. Like,
You know what? This sounds cool. Nom nom.
no.
Big guy.
And-
Nom nom. Nom nom. Yes.
Monster nom nom?
Mm-hmm. That was hilarious.
And, like, of course, if it's a giant starfish, you got it with an eyeball in the center, and someone's got a javelin, like a magic fucking javelin that's never breaking, it's never getting lost. It's always there
Mhm.
as, like, a MacGuffin, basically, that you don't know what to do with, which some of the lines Harley delivered, first of all. There is nothing more barred than the lines that it's like angels are splooging all over us.
Yeah.
Like, and there's nothing more D&D. Like, I've got this javelin and I don't know fucking why.
I'm waiting for God to tell me. Or like, oh, you got a red flag. Now I'm just gonna have to kill you.
Yeah,
Like,
like
it's so D&D. That's some shit I would do.
people pissed us off in the campaign, and I was just like, you know what? Death. Death to the entire room. One of you pissed me off. The rest of you have to die too.
Also listing off like traits of her ex-boyfriend for reasons to kill. Oh, we never said who the thinker was.
Oh, Simon?
Yeah.
Did they call him the Thinker in the credits? They didn't actually call him Simon? Because that was fucking Simon.
I think they called him the thinker like once or twice maybe.
I don't care whether or not his name was Simon. I don't care if they called him Simon. That was fucking Simon.
And Milton was just a human.
Yeah, Milton was an NPC that drove the bus.
Poor Milton.
Or the airship, or whatever the fuck you have. We have NPCs like Milton sometimes.
But the thinker.
I had planned an NPC like Milton for you guys.
Oh,
I may still use her.
is that B-52?
Yeah, B-52. She's trying to invent a cargo plane. She's warforged. Honestly, the Thinker's an NPC. And is a not cooperative NPC.
He flip-flopped between alliances.
Whatever would keep him alive. And you see how that panned out for him.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you piss off the Eldritch Horror in front of the Eldritch Horror, it's gonna kill you. Yep. And then throw half of you against the wall and you turn to mush.
Pink mist.
Not even. More like
Pink.
pudding.
Chum.
It was red.
Like billionaires in a tin can. Too soon?
I did feel bad for the kid though. The kid didn't even want to go and his dad made him.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of how you the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. That's how you D&D it anyway.
And
That
I wanna
particular
see how people play it. I wanna see how people DM it. I wanna see what the party actually looks like and how each player because And this is the beautiful thing about D&D. You can go in with this plan of this is how you're going to do the campaign, and you can literally like tell your players that this is how you want to do the campaign. And they can take this, but once they get into their characters, they'll left field you with some beautiful shit that did not occur in the movie. You'll get moments you never thought you were going to get.
Also, it'd be fun to do this as like Escape from Arkham.
Escape from Arkham was its own shit and didn't end well.
No, but I mean, like doing a campaign based off of it. It was fun. It was a great animated movie.
It was. And we'll probably cover it at some point, but like...
I was so excited that it followed it so closely. And then it had Starro, who I had said before, when we watched Justice League.
Oh, you mean the Suicide Squad followed Escape from Arkham so close?
Yeah. And the fact that it had Starro, I was just pleased as punch when I was watching that the first time. I was like, oh, they actually took from source material.
Finished Justice League and JLU.
Yeah. Like, this actually follows the source material, and he actually cared about the feel of it. Like, purposely tried to choose characters that would fit what...
James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. And I agree with the Panda Red on this. Lego Batman, in terms of the characterization, yes, it is entirely hyperbole, but in terms of the characterization, is probably the most accurate Batman movie. I will say, other than The Batman.
The animated series?
No, The Batman.
Oh.
Robert Pattinson.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty true to it, too.
And those two just knock it out of the park. James Gunn's The Suicide Squad is probably the most accurate character depiction and vibe depiction of the DC universe as a whole, of any live action DC movie ever.
And how fucking twisted the American government is in DC.
Like it didn't shy away from anything.
Mm-mm.
It just went for it. And
Nice to the wall.
I think DC should allow more stuff to be rated R, because
there's a reason why James Gunn is taking over the universe.
It's so fucking on point the whole time. I don't necessarily like what the director did with the Batman with Joker, because we did think he was Two-Face at first because of how
The costume
intense
design was shit.
the prosthetic design is shit. It's the prosthetic design. And like they went to and they're like, "Oh, we want you to be like," and we want him to be like deformed, and it's a thing that like you could see
It didn't look deformed. It looked like
it didn't
a
look
Halloween mask.
deformed. It looks like a bad Halloween mask that's like glued to somebody's face.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Not like a creepy way, just a bad. Almost as bad as Woody Harrelson with the red wig.
the acting of Joker, sure. The prosthetics of Joker, I can't see the facial acting beyond the prosthetics because they don't fucking move.
Yeah, they're non-existent.
They need to tone it down for the next movie if they're going
Yeah.
with Joker. They need to do the same general vibe, tone down the amount of prosthesis you're using. Because Jesus fucking Christ, face glued in place.
That's the whole point of like the Batman being great, is because it's more realistic, because it's gritty. But that was just
People's
shit.
faces move unless
Yeah.
they're full of Botox.
Yeah.
Like,
In which case, like this guy went to the same person as like Jay Leno. I don't know.
oh, I thought you were.
Chin.
No,
Courtney Cox.
no. I mean, recently.
She said that she got some bad work done. She's talked about it.
No, I was thinking of, there was a Cinderella movie that came out, and it was one of those modern day retakes on Cinderella, and the evil stepmother was makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Oh my god, it was Jennifer Coolidge?
The evil stepmother was Jennifer Coolidge
Oh my god.
in this modern retelling of Cinderella, and she's like, "Oh honey, that's the Botox," because she was like, But you look happy about it. Oh, honey, that's the Botox. I won't be able to move my face for another 8 hours. And that is what the prosthetics on Joker look like in the Batman. It's the only thing. It's the only complaint I have about the entire movie, and most of it's in a deleted scene. It's just this one little clip where you see the side of his face, not able to fucking move.
It's not a deleted scene. It's like a post-credits.
Mm-mm.
We watched it in the theater.
I'm talking about there's a deleted scene where Batman goes to like full on
Arkham.
no, I mean yes, but like he goes to full on Hannibal Lecter mode because he's like, you're a sick person, you get off on this kind of stuff, and he's like, do you have pictures? Like, and you see a little bit more of the prosthetic, and he still can't move his fucking face, and I want to see the actor act. Let him move his face.
Yeah, or even let us see him at all.
And it's just, Joker is such an emotive character. Every incarnation of Joker is so comedy and tragedy masks, just all across the board, full on cartoon levels of emoting, even when no one else is, even when it's a gritty, real universe. Heath Ledger's Joker would go from the scowling to like the crazy laughing and the like in the blink of an eye, and that's what's scary. That's what makes
There is no
Joker.
set.
It is literally a wild card
Yeah.
at all times, and taking that away from an actor's ability to act by gluing shit to his face
Yeah.
is gonna make the character not great.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger's version of Joker had prosthesis. He could still move his face. Was still gritty and realism. It's a Glasgow smile. Gangs still fucking do that shit to people.
Hello, girl.
The puffy, whatever the fuck they were doing to Keoghan. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. And the Batman, it was just too much.
I don't know, but I think that's pretty much.
Also, you know what we should cover? You know what we should fucking cover? Gotham by Gaslight.
Oh my god.
We should cover Gotham by Gaslight so
Your
hard.
steampunk stuff.
Well, once the things, yeah, I should release the thing before that, the compendium. I should release the compendium before we cover it, but we should cover Gotham by Gaslight. I mean, Batman's just a reconnaissance
You
at
don't
that
make me
point.
watch Batman Ninja. We'll be
I will
okay.
never make you or myself watch Batman Ninja ever again.
It was so. I was hoping it would be good, bad. It was just.
It was
bad,
just bad. We thought we were hoping for awesomely bad.
Yeah.
Like campy,
Like
stupid,
Lost Boys.
like Lost
stupid
Boys
bad.
level. Like we're just looking for camp here.
Yeah. Something to laugh at and enjoy. No.
No,
It tried to take itself seriously, and
it's
it was not
real
good.
fucking bad. It's real bad.
Don't do
And we don't ever say that about their animated stuff, because DC's animated stuff is always
Usually.
on point.
Right out of the park.
Like, knocks it out of the park. Constantine, almost every
Movie
time they've
was
had
fantastic.
fucking Matt Ryan as Constantine has been amazing. Live action, I love Keanu Reeves. I really do. He's a national treasure. That's not John Constantine. John Constantine is a snarky British. Literally said he looked like Sting in the comics. And if you're playing him as a beat up by life American, I'll show you the door. It's over there. Like, no. Go back to being John Wick. You kicked ass. Will I go see the next one since you're already working on it? Yes.
He said he liked it, and you could tell that he enjoyed himself. But like,
I also want to see more Papa Midnight outfits because the Papa Midnight outfits, they're just so. Even Jimon Hunsu was like, I loved those fucking outfits, and I'm like, I just want to see more.
that's all.
Just more Papa Midnight. Give Papa Midnight his own fucking movie, all day. But yeah, that's how you the Suicide Squad, and that's more of our opinions of DC than you probably signed on for this evening.
Yes. But we are true DC fans. We just haven't been able to read the comics because money
Well,
and also life gets in the way.
money, life gets in the way. DC does things like team up with a company that we don't like because they give 10-year deals to TERFs and keep on staff people who try to cyberbully and cyberstalk fans. And by that I mean someone tried to cyberbully and cyberstalk me, who's one of their writers.
And is way too famous and rich to bother with fans, and he went as far as
And it's
like,
not even that.
verbally
Like,
abusing.
he also sexually harassed a coworker openly at a panel.
and that's what you called him out on. That and his writing isn't always
His writing is just stolen from bad 80s movies
yeah.
and reapplied to horror or
And
comics.
I think he didn't like that you pointed that out. She had a Twitter war with him once upon a time.
And then he tried to stalk me through other social media after I had blocked him.
And she had to message.
I had to message DC and tell them to reel in their dog or they were going to be looking at more of the trouble than he was worth.
And he stopped. People are crazy. And I hate that he wrote Happy Death Day because that was a great movie.
No, it wasn't.
I liked it
The second one was better.
because he wasn't involved.
Yeah, because it had a better writer.
I liked it. Anyway,
It was an interesting concept, but like again, it was literally just stolen from Groundhog Day. It was another
80s
bad
movie.
80s movie applied in a different area.
I agreed with you.
Ugh. Anyway, folks out there on Twitch, we love you,
Yes, thank you for tuning in.
and we will see you. Are we getting on Baldur's Gate tonight, or are we?
I don't know. I'm very tired.
We will see you within the next week at some point.
Yeah, we don't know it.
Good night.
Goodbye.